Welcome to Tech Training 102, the Cricut Mug Press. My name is Amanda Boole-Chafin. I work at the Lane Community Technology Center in downtown Hamilton, Ohio. Today, you'll learn how to use the Cricut Mug Press to create a custom mug. We'll be building on the concepts that we learned in the previous Cricut video, Tech Training Cricut 101. So if you haven't seen that one yet, watch it now. At the Tech Center, we offer patrons the ability to use our Cricut Maker and our Cricut Maker 3, along with accessories like our heat presses, mug press, weeding tools, and more. Patrons can design and prepare their Cricut projects in our Creator Space. Our Creator Space is available to patrons who are actively working on a project. To ensure time to clean and maintain the space, the Creator Space closes 30 minutes before we lock the doors each night. If you are entirely new to using the Cricut or the Mug Press, the best way to start is with a one-on-one appointment. If you live near Hamilton, Ohio, and would like to reserve an appointment, give us a call at 513-785-2727. Our business hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Thursdays, and 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. We are closed on Sundays. It is important to remember that staff are there to teach. They are there to guide and assist, but they are not professional graphic designers or industrial machine operators. Ultimately, this is your project, so you will be the one in control. The Cricut is fundamentally a precision cutting machine. It is not a printer. That means that the colors of your design are determined more by the material that you place under the blade than by anything that you design in the app. If you color something yellow in the app, but put some red vinyl into the Cricut, you're going to get a red vinyl project. The Tech Center provides the machines, but patrons are expected to supply their own material. You can buy Cricut materials either online, at the Cricut store or Amazon perhaps, or in person at a craft store like Michael's. If you are new to the Cricut or to the Mug Press, I absolutely recommend using Cricut's own branded materials. There are cheaper alternatives, but Cricut machines are optimized to work best with Cricut materials. When cutting, the Cricut app will ask users to choose a specific branded material type from a list that only includes Cricut branded options. Cut settings are selected according to this material type and are only minimally customizable. Not all Cricut materials are the same. The Mug Press requires infusible ink transfer sheets, so make sure that you are buying the right kind of material for your project. That's another reason to buy Cricut branded materials. Off-brand materials will have slightly different naming schemes, making it easier to accidentally buy the wrong material. I recommend that you develop a basic idea of what you want to design and then purchase the correct materials. For example, for this project, I know I want to design a Dracula-themed mug. After perusing some of the various book covers that the novel has had over the years, I landed on a layered pop art style that I liked. I can see that I will need about 4 colors for a design like this: black, red, green, and yellow. Please note that layering multiple colors is a more advanced technique. We'll be learning how to do that today, but if you're new, try starting with a simpler design that only requires 1 or maybe 2 colors. So now, before I start designing, I am going to peruse Cricut's online store. I'm going to make sure that I'm looking at infusible ink transfer sheets and then narrow by color. Now I'll pick out a couple of packs that I like. I think these comic dot patterns will go really well with my pop art design concept. I also like the slightly textured black and red in the steel plate set. Together, I think they will work to give the design a comic print pop art aesthetic. So now I'll just add these to my cart and wait for them to arrive. Notice I'm adding 2 of each. Always bring extra material to your Cricut appointment. That way, if you make a mistake, you have a spare. The mug press requires a type of material called infusible ink transfer sheets. These infusible ink transfer sheets will need to be affixed to a 12-inch by 12-inch adhesive mat in order to go through the cutter. Infusible ink transfer sheets come in 2 sizes, large 12-inch by 12-inch and small 4.5-inch by 12-inch. The Cricut does not cut right to the edge of the material. It imposes a margin around the edges. These margins vary depending on the type of material or the type of Cricut you are using, but it is a good rule of thumb to maintain a margin of 1/2 inch on all sides of the cutting area. Cricut mug blanks are pre-coated with a substance that allows the ink from your material to transfer to the mug. These blanks come in various sizes and edge styles. 10 ounce, which is stackable, 12 ounce, which is a straight edge, 15 ounce, which is a straight edge, and also a 15-ounce beveled edge. Each mug size carries specific maximum dimensions for your designs. The maximum dimensions for the 10-ounce mugs are 8.75 by 2.89 inches. The maximum design dimensions for the 12-ounce mugs are 8.75 by 3.79 inches. The maximum design dimensions for the 15-ounce straight-edged mugs are 8.75 by 4.5 inches, and the maximum design dimensions for the 15-ounce beveled edge mugs are 8.75 by 4.17 inches. Remember, because the mug press has a slot for the mug handle, you cannot transfer material onto that part of the mug. The maximum dimensions exclude the space near the handle. For designing and cutting, Cricut supplies its own app called Cricut Design Space. You can download it at design.cricut.com. The app is free to use and to set up an account, but there are a lot of optional in-app purchases. Patrons will want to create their own Cricut account. Make sure to remember your username and password, and make sure that you have access to your email and phone. The Cricut Design Space app offers many templates and assets to help you design your project. Designing is a matter of choosing and layering assets and customizing text. Because Cricut Design Space can sometimes be a little limited when working with complex images, I'm going to use a second design software called Inkscape. You can download it for free at inkscape.org. The internet is full of free and paid repositories of images. This includes the Cricut Design Space app. If the image you want to use is already in the Cricut Design Space app, you can skip past the Inkscape steps. Otherwise, find your desired image online and then save your desired image as a PNG or JPEG file. Because our file is pretty complex, we need to use Inkscape to simplify our file before we upload it to the Cricut Design Space app. To do that, we are going to open Inkscape and choose File, and then Import. Choose Smooth. Now select your file and choose Path and Trace Bitmap. Click Multiple Scans and then Colors. Under Scans, choose 4. Check Smooth and Stack. Click Update to preview your design. Click Apply. Your new image is now on top of your old image. Click and drag your new image from the top and move it to the center of your workspace. Click your new image and then click Object and Ungroup. Click the Layers button to open the Layers panel. Click the plus sign to add a new layer. Rename the layer. Right-click on your image and select Move to Layer, and then select your new layer. In the Layers panel, toggle the eye icon to make the new layer invisible. Select the original layer. Add another new layer, perhaps naming it 2, and keep moving color scans onto new layers. I find it helpful to rename and reorganize my layers as I go. To rename a layer, right-click and choose Rename. To reorganize a layer, select the layer in the Layers panel and then move it up or down with the up or down arrows. Now export each of these layers as PNGs. To do this, click on a layer, click File, and then Export PNG Image. Designate the file path and name. Click Export and repeat for each layer. In my case, I want to export red, black, and green. Yellow will be my background layer, so I can set that in the Cricut Design space. Now we have 3 simplified files that we can upload to the Cricut app, 1 file per color. Open the Cricut Design Space app and log in. Click New Project. Click Projects. Type Mug Design Setup into the search bar and press Enter. Filter by Cricut only. Mug Design Setup should be the first project listed. Click on it. Choose your size and edge type from the drop-down menu and then click Customize. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the template. You'll see that it has 3 major parts. Clear tabs along the sides to help you line up your mug wrap. A rectangle designating the usable design area, and a guide to help you line up your images depending on which way the handle is facing relative to the viewer. Save your project. Choose Save and Save As, and then give your project a name. Now it's time to upload each of your layers. Click Upload, Upload Image, and Browse. Then locate the first image that you want to import into Cricut Design Space. Choose Complex and then click Continue. The next step allows you to erase the background. If necessary, click on the Magic Wand tool and then click on any background areas that you want to erase. My image does not have any background areas. Click Apply and Continue. Click Cut Image and then click Upload. Repeat for each layer. Click on your image and then click Add to Canvas. Repeat for each layer. Select a layer and then, under Operation, click the Color Swatch. Change the swatch to a color that represents the material you want to use for that layer. Click Save. If you're enjoying this video and you want more like it, don't forget to like and subscribe, or even leave a comment. I try to answer all questions in a timely manner. You can also give us a shout out on Facebook. It helps us spread the word about all the cool resources and services we offer. Remember, the color comes from the material that you place under the blade, not from the color that you assign in the Cricut Design space. This color designation is just a placeholder. In my file, there are some unsightly holes where the text didn't quite come through very well. We're going to plug those holes now. Click Shapes and then Rectangle. Click the Lock button to unlock the proportions. Position the rectangle over the affected area. Match the rectangle's color to the layer color. Hold down Shift and then select both the layer and the rectangle. Click Combine and then Weld. In the Layers panel, your layer has been automatically renamed to Weld Result. Right-click and choose Rename. Rename as needed. In my case, this layer is Green Bottom. Repeat for each layer. In the Layers panel, drag and drop your layers so that they are in the correct order. Select all of your layers and then choose Align and Center. Right-click and choose Group. Drag your image to your template and align it to your mug using the alignment guide. Resize as needed by dragging the corners in or out. If you want a colored backing like mine, click on the Wrap layer and then click on the color swatch and choose your color. Click Save. Right-click and choose Ungroup. Now hold down Shift and select your top layer and your wrap. Click Slice. I find it helpful to right-click and rename my layers as I go. Slicing away the unwanted layers is a really important step. You won't want any colors to actually be layered above or below each other because that will prevent them from transferring cleanly to the mug. You want to create a nice clear space for every item so that every item transfers to the mug. Select your unwanted layer and press Delete. Repeat for each layer. Click Save again. Now we're going to add text. Click the Text tool. Type your text. Choose your desired font and size. I'm using a system font, meaning a font that is already installed on my computer. If you install a font after you start working in Cricut, you'll have to quit the Cricut Design Space app and then relaunch it before the new font will show up. Under Operation, choose a color swatch that will stand out. Click your text and choose Command-D or Control-D to duplicate. Put the duplicate aside in case you need to return to it later. Select only the text. Click Combine and then Weld. You can no longer edit the text as text. This part is important, especially for cursive text. It keeps the text together as one word or object and limits the number of cuts. In my case, there is some dripping blood that I want to erase. To do that, select Shapes and then Rectangle. Arrange the rectangle so that it covers the area you want to erase. Select the text and the rectangle. Click Slice. Select each unwanted layer and press Delete. Right-click your image and choose Ungroup. Click your text. Hold down Alt and click your text again to duplicate in place. Repeat so that you have one line of text for each layer. Select one layer of text and one layer of your image. Click Slice. Select and delete unwanted slices. Repeat for each layer until you have an empty space where your text should be. I want to add some more text on the opposite side, so I'll just repeat the process, adding text where I want it. And let's just add a little bat image. It looks a little plain on this side. Click Images. Type your search term into the search bar and press Enter. In my case, I'll type bat. Filter by Free. Click your image and click Add to Canvas. Resize and align as desired. Remember to weld your text. Now slice away unwanted layers until only the colors that you want are touching the mug. Click Save again. We are almost ready to cut. Check the Layers panel and click the eye icon to turn off the design guide on the template. Then hold down Shift and click the mug outline as well as the wrap itself. Click Attach. This may recolor the wrap part of your design, so under Operations, choose the desired swatch. Before you start to cut, gather all of the necessary supplies: a standard grip mat, a scraper, a lint roller, Cricut weeding tools, a roller cutter, infusible ink transfer sheets, heat-resistant tape, and a Cricut mug blank. Now it's time to cut. Select your Cricut machine. At the Tech Center, we have a Cricut Maker and a Cricut Maker 3. Click Make It. Make sure that each layer looks right. You don't want to waste material, so for each layer, choose the smallest possible layer size. On each layer, click Mirror. You always have to mirror your designs when working with infusible ink in the Mug Press. Otherwise, you won't be able to read your text. Cut your material as small as you can and then place it transfer tape side down onto the mat. Use a scraper tool to smooth out any bubbles. Make sure that the correct tool is loaded into the Cricut. This project requires a fine point blade. Click Continue. Next, select your material. For this project, I'm using infusible ink transfer sheets. Choose Default Pressure. If you need to, you can adjust the blade settings by clicking on Browse All Materials, find the material in question, click the material, and then click Material Settings, click Edit, and then use the slider to adjust the blade pressure. Once you've selected your pressure, press the Load and Unload button on the machine. Press the glowing Start button to begin your cut. Press the Load and Unload button to eject your mat. Repeat for each color. Once your material has been cut, it is time to weed. Weeding is the process of removing unwanted material. With the material against the table, peel your mat away from your material. Bend and flex the roll of material to help start to break apart the seams. Use your fingers or Cricut weeding tools to peel away any excess material. Place your base layer, in my case this yellow wrap, on the table. Now carefully move each color into place on your base layer, picking away any pieces of lint or dust as you go along. It's like putting together a puzzle. This is why simpler, larger images are best for beginners. The more complex your image is, the more tedious the weeding is. Double check that the mug is clean and dry. Working from the center outward, press your design into your mug. Then apply heat-resistant tape to cover any gaps and to hold your design securely to the mug. With the mug press on and the power button green, place your mug into the heat press and lower the lever. Make sure that the heat plate covers your entire design. Reposition if needed. The mug press chooses the ideal temperature and timing settings as soon as you press down on the lever. When the mug press is finished, it will beep. Lift the lever to release the mug and then pull the mug up and out by the handle. Surfaces are still hot, so don't touch anything except the handle. Place your mug on a heat-resistant surface. Let your mug cool for about 30 minutes. Remove your transfer tape and enjoy your mug. Your design is finished. According to the Cricut website, you can place your mugs in the dishwasher. Wash on the top rack and avoid any extra cycles like heat, sanitize, and steam. Also avoid scrubbing pads and abrasive detergents. If you are located near Cincinnati or Hamilton, Ohio, and you'd like to learn more about how to design, cut, and finish a project of your own, or you would like to attend any of our in-person tech classes, give us a call at 513-785-2727 or email us at techcenter@lanepl.org. For hours and location information, check out our website at lanepl.org.